Zell Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. These 4-3-1-2 attacking high press tactics are probably up there with the craziest, most gung-ho all-out attack tactics I've created this FIFA. But they are not tactics that you can't use all game. You can use these for a whole 90 minutes. They're very attacking. If you want to dominate your opponent, get in their face, play a fun, aggressive, creative, high-attacking tactic, the 4-3-1-2 with these tactics is for you. I'm going to go in depth in this video where I show you the tactics in detail, explain what type of players you want in the tactic, how the tactic works, the instructions, and then I'm going to show you live gameplay. I always say on my tactics videos, you should not be watching or trusting tactics videos that don't actually show gameplay. If they're not showing you any gameplay, the YouTuber's being lazy, and I can almost guarantee you that they're not even using the tactic. They've just made it up just to try to do an easy video. Gameplay teaches you actually how to use a formation, the patterns of it. There's plenty of great tactics videos out there, but I think you should only be watching ones that have actual gameplay because that is what actually teaches you. So make sure you stick around to the end to watch the gameplay, see how the formation plays in game. Let's get into the video though, guys. Here we go. For this one, I've only got one specific game plan because it is pretty aggressive anyway. I've got lots of videos later. I've got a 4-4-2, a 4-2-3-1, 5-3-2. You can check those out, but for this one, we've got one game plan, and it is a very aggressive one. If you want to be aggressive and attacking, you can start a game and play the whole game with this, to be honest. When it comes to pressing and depth, press after possession loss is up there for the strongest, obviously. The most all-out is constant pressure, but you can't do that all game because it's a massive stamina drain. Whereas for some reason, press after possession loss barely drains stamina compared to balance. I don't know why EA have not nerfed the press after possession loss stamina more because it is pretty OP. There are risks with this tactic. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it is perfect and you can just press and dominate and there's no risk to it. If people get out of the press, you're going to be left exposed. But if you want to be aggressive, score lots of goals, make it hard for your opponent to deal with, this is a great tactic for you. You can see the 4-3-1-2 that's in game. That is how I'm lining it up. The tactics for it at the moment though, press after possession loss with high depth. Depth for me on FIFA is mostly about how aggressive you press. If you have really low depth, then your team are going to sit back and not be as aggressive in the press. Whereas if you have high depth, they'll press higher up. Depth doesn't actually affect your defensive line that much. You could have 10 depth, but your team could still end up camping in the box. They'll just be more aggressive about trying to win the ball back. But higher depth with a more aggressive pressing style like press after possession loss is a good combo. If you have one depth and press after possession loss, it is just not going to be as effective. If you have drop back and 10 depth, it's not going to be as effective. Different combinations tend to work quite well. 5 width I like. If you go too low on the width, it tends to be that you just have people doing through balls down the wing. If you go too high, you're going to be exposed down the middle. I would rather go low than high with it, but 5 width, just leaving it default, feels pretty good to me. Especially when you're pressing, you don't want it too low because you want to be able to press the wings as well, because a lot of the time people are going to use the wings to escape. Offensive style, I like balanced. Long ball would be the other option I would use for nice quick counter attacks. I prefer long ball to fast build up, generally speaking, because with fast build up, you are forced instantly to go long. I know you'd think with long ball you are, but long ball gives you a few more options where fast build up, if you don't rush it forward straight away, it leaves you in a bad position. Possession's pretty useless on this game. There's never a time I would ever recommend possession on FIFA. You can keep possession in certain formations with balanced or long ball better than using possession. I lower the width slightly more than usual in this formation because you can see here there's like 6 attackers centrally. The main part of this tactic is to dominate the middle, win the ball back, and overwhelm them with so many attacking options in the middle. So I want the width lower to dominate there. Lots of players in box, but nothing too crazy. And corners, free kicks. You can experiment with what works for you. If you are struggling at getting exposed by the press, but you still like the tactical formation, you might want to lower the depth slightly, but it will hurt the press and winning the ball back. With any tactic that I recommend, there are always adaptations you can do. Don't just blindly just copy a tactic and not change anything based on your team. there might be certain changes that you want to do that are going to make it better for you, or certain ways that you play that make it better. Take tactics from YouTube you'd like, but tweak them to suit your style. Here we go with the team. Strikers, it is pretty obvious what you want. You want pace, high skill moves, weak foot, good finishing, dribbling. We know what we want as strikers. Cam, very similar. Passing and dribbling matters a little bit more than up front. You don't need 5-star weak foot quite as much. Centre mids, though, that's where it matters a bit more. For the outside centre mids, I like two who can defend, but they're very fast and very good going forward. A bit like my 5-3-2. I really like having the middle centre mid as an anchor man. I put him on stay back. You'll see when we get to the instructions. He's an anchor man who can sit back, still be there as an option, still shoot if I need him to, but he's very well-rounded and he's a destroyer. Fullbacks, Kulusevski's playing here now because Davies starts at left back for chemistry, but Davies is a better midfielder. Fullbacks, pacey, good on the ball. In this formation, fullbacks who can attack matter a lot more because, as you'll see in some of the gameplay clips, in my instructions as well, I have them on balanced overlap. This creates a lot of pressure on your opponent, and the attacking options, especially when you press and win the ball back quick in this formation, are pretty insane, but it's where it's high risk, high reward. Like any formation, there are weaknesses to it. When you attack with the fullbacks, you are more vulnerable to a counter-attack, so you do have to bear that in mind. But fullbacks who are good on the ball and can pass, dribble a bit better, are more important in this formation than others. And then centre-backs, pacey, strong, quick, good defending, the standard stuff. The strikers, I've got stay central, stay forward. I put stay forward because I want them to, when I win the ball, instantly be ready to bomb forward. The cam, come back on defense, everything else default. If I don't win the ball back quick when after I've lost it and I'm pressing, I want my midfield to get back. So at the very least, I've got a few men behind the ball. The middle centre mid, cover centre, stay back while attacking. Some people experiment with cover wing on the outside centre mids, but I still like cover centre. Balanced attack on both, so they get forward, but they're still defending. Default on my centre backs and keeper. I've not really experimented much with the keeper stuff. If you guys have any experience with that, please let me know. And then fullbacks, balanced and overlap, because I want them to give me width. This formation's big weakness, if you put your fullbacks on stay back, is you get no width really, and you're too focused down the middle. And as you've seen in other videos, I've said no width is going to hurt you, and it is important to make sure you always do have width to stretch teams and make more space in the middle. Let's get into some gameplay, boys, where I show you exactly how to use the tactic, show you some goals I scored with it, and show you how it works in game. The clips from this gameplay are going to be pretty much focused around the attacking, because that is the main thing about this formation. The attacking, high press, aggressive style behind it. So I'll show you some of the goals for it. Here, one thing I want you to see instantly is we've got 5 players all focused centrally here. Nice finish from Eusebio, but he gets that space because he has a man occupied there, a man occupied there, a man occupied there, everywhere. So much space. So much space because we have so many men forward that take up options for the defence. If you have so much for the defence to think about that they don't know how to mark you, it gives you that space, gives you more attacking options. It's going to allow you to score more goals. Another nice goal here. You can see here, so many options centrally. And you can see the right back's getting forward, the left back's getting forward down there. And what happens here is that it creates an overlap. Here, I could have through-balled it there, but it occupies another man. And when you occupy another man, it means you get more space. Nice dribbling there with Eusebio. I've got these 2 men here for him to worry about. There, I do a quick ball roll scoop. Nice, easy goal. Let's watch that again. You want to do a lot of quick tiki-taka passing in this formation. When you're doing really good passing, quick movement, it is very hard for people to defend against it. You can see there as well, they get overwhelmed by how many options there are. The ball roll scoop, just a bit extra finesse to put it in afterwards. Like, people don't know how to defend against this when you get good with it. It is not going to be as good in bad gameplay. The gameplay I got for this video, generally, it felt pretty quick and smooth, and it is going to be harder to play in bad gameplay. If you were really struggling to attacking it in bad gameplay, then you might want to switch to another formation. But for me, it was a lot of fun and very good at attacking when it got going. Here, we've just won the ball back, so we're going to counter-attack. Kulusevski, good player on the ball at left back. Goretzka there, spreading the ball out. Like I say, you want to go wide to create more space. Bridge dribble. And there, I'm surprised his centre-back didn't get it, to be honest. But again, you can see we've got all these options. And when you have these centre-mids bombing forward, it occupies a lot of their players. And it just gives me the chance, pretty crazy finish from Eusebio, but just gives me the chance to break my opponent down. And you can see how quickly you can counter-attack in this formation. One of the things that I enjoyed about this formation is that it wasn't passive. I wasn't just sitting back, inviting pressure onto the opponent. Like I say, against some people, this could be risky when you're being aggressive if they play out the press. But for me, it was more fun playing this way. And you can see here, this is from the kickoff. I'm being more aggressive. And I think when you have press after possession loss on, obviously, as soon as you lose the ball, it basically puts team press on. But in general, your players just feel a bit more aggressive, a bit more bite about them. Eusebio here, winning the ball back quick from kickoff, only a minute in. And then I start to attack. Nice having the two strikers as well. For me, I much prefer formations with two strikers. The 4-2-3-1 is good, especially for people who like that playstyle. But for me, I much prefer having two strikers. And then from there, he moves the keeper. I was surprised he didn't get saved. I should have just gone near post. But that's all come from pressing from the kickoff and getting in my opponent's face. We've got a clip here where we're attacking straight away with the right back. In a lot of formations, you don't get much use out of your defenders. In this formation, you will feel like your whole team gets involved a lot more, which, like I say, it's why you're more vulnerable to counterattacks. You can see here, this guy has all that space to get there. If you lose the ball in bad positions, if you find yourself getting caught in possession, giving it away cheaply, you are going to get countered, so you do have to watch out for that. You can see here, spreading the ball with the right back, loads of options here. Bridge there, ball roll just to create some more space. Just look how many options I have. I have 4 men in the box. I have Davies bombing forward here. Goretzka occupying space here. James up there. There's just so many options for my opponent to deal with. Quick scoop turn there. And nice, easy finish. It is very hard for your opponent to deal with all these options. Unless they're very good at defending, quite often they're going to feel overwhelmed. They're not going to be good enough, most people, at defending to cover all the options. It's going to give you so many more options and patterns that you can score with that unless the gameplay is really bad that you can't play quick enough or your opponent's very good at defending, they're going to struggle. Okay, I'm going to show you a clip here of how this formation defends. Is pretty much basically defend from the front. So as soon as we lose it, we're straight in their face. You can see here, pass it there and look at the boys. They're hunting like a pack of wolves. I don't even win this header, but I put him in a position where the only way he keeps the ball here is heading it there, which is very hard to do. Get that much power on it. I win the ball back straight away. He's been caught out. Not got as many men back. I'm overwhelmed with all my options. And there, nice easy pass to Sherrari. He panics about me going there. Turn inside. And it's a nice easy finish. And that has all come from high press. As soon as I lose the ball, overwhelms him with options. Now he doesn't know where to mark. Sherrari from Cam makes the run. Nice easy goal. And that has been made very easy. Simply put, he could not get out of the press. And if you can get good at switching, using the press, using the offside trap well, this formation is going to be amazing for you. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I say, this is a high risk, high reward tactic. You might take a few beatings, especially whilst you're getting used to it. But it's fun, it is attacking, it's very creative, and I think it's one you guys are going to enjoy. Let me know how you guys find it. Appreciate your support as always. Keep it spicy.